Yeah, I think it's always good to comment on a loss and sometimes even a win after you've had a chance to sleep on it or not sleep, but more importantly, look at it. And I mean, I think the thing that jumped out at me really pretty quickly in the game was just how much more physical Mississippi State was than our team. And I think that has to do with several things. I mean, I don't think we're the most physical team that I've coached, but I also think it has to do with some youth and some inexperience. I thought that their experience looked really clear in the beginning of the game, just simply by how physical and how they were beating us to spots. You could tell that they had been there and done that a lot. I hope it's a learning experience for our team. I think if we can't take that game and say, okay, this is the level of play that you have to be at when the ball is tipped, then we're not growing. Hopefully we take that, we get better. And really, to be honest with you, we have a week to get better because we'll see a very similar type team that's going to try to get us off of our path, make us uncomfortable in Tennessee. And I think that this will be a good gauge for everyone, including myself and our team, to see, okay, yes, we had a setback, but did we learn from it and did we improve from it? And I think that's the most important thing of all. Are we improving? Second thing is, obviously, it goes hand in hand with the physicality of the game, but we just could not get into an offense. And they were relentless in keeping us from making initial passes and getting into any type of ball reversal, which I think is going to be critical as we move into our next game. Moving forward, which is what you have to do pretty quickly in sports, I'm excited about the Tennessee game. Again, it's always good to just sort of flip the page and start to work on what's next, I think. And even though we do have a week off, I think it'll give us some time to work on the things that we need to work on to be better. It's the 40th matchup between Tennessee and Texas, and the reflection time as you begin to get ready to play this game, it's pretty special. I mean, I was a part of it as an associate head coach here with Jody and Pat, and I have a great respect for this rivalry and the traditional game that we're about to play on Sunday. And I think, if anything, it'll help motivate our young people. I mean, this game is, to me, is a lot about tradition, a lot more about tradition than it is about us. And I think sometimes if you can get young people to realize that everything is bigger than them, it helps them move forward.
Coach, will Joyner play, and when she does, if she does, what kind of difference do you think the team will have?
So I got two questions, same question involving Joyner. I will say that her progress has been promising, and she's moving forward in a rapid rate. Does that mean that she'll get extended minutes on Sunday? I think this week will tell us that, about how capable she is of playing extended minutes, but I will say that her progress is very promising, that if she continues to move forward, that's a possibility. And your second question is how will we respond to that, or how will that help us? Experience. I don't know that, I mean, just as I think everybody had unrealistic expectations of her last year when she showed up in January, I think we have to think again about the fact that she's been off not as long, but she has been off 6 weeks or so. So her progress will be short. When you talk about any type of minutes as she moves forward, whether it's Sunday or the following Sunday against Stetson, which is what she was projected to return, was against Stetson. I think we still have to be realistic about, the fact that she's got to get reps under her belt, but she will bring a level of confidence probably for our team, and more importantly, a level of experience. And then the third factor is just that if she is able to give us some minutes, then that's another rebounding body for us. And I mean, as everybody saw yesterday, that's a little bit of a weakness for us right now.
So you won't know until Sunday as far as her plans are?
We won't. I mean, it'll be completely based on how she responds in practice this week. The one thing we won't do is put her out there when she's not ready. She practiced some this week, but was not ready to play on Sunday. And I mean, we have to look at the big picture as far as Joyner and our team is concerned. I mean, for her, I want her to have a healthy rest of the season. And if we're looking long term and looking towards March, then we need a healthy Joyner.
When she returns and is back in shape, would she be able to help with what you were talking about, not being able to get into the offense because she's somebody who can handle the ball, drive, or whatever?
Well, I will say this much. I think part of yesterday, as I look back on the film, there was twofold. We needed a paint presence. So I do think that she will give us another physical body in the paint. We need offensive rebounding. She definitely has the ability to penetrate and make things happen. She will probably require some double teams if she's down low. So those all involve, to me, they all involve paint. And we need a little more in the paint right now, whether it be off of ball reversal or passing ability or just being able to get in the paint and make something happen.
One other thing, is she willing to do that? Because sometimes she thinks she's Kobe Bryant, or I think that was her favorite player.
Yeah, I mean, I think that when Joyner does return, she'll be willing to do whatever our team needs for her to do for us to be successful. I don't think she's worried about anything else. I think she'll just try to do what she can to help our team.
Coach, what does Charlie have to do to become more of an effective player in the paint?
She needs reps in the game. She needs experience. I mean, that was really the first time, maybe other than the Michigan game, that she's been up against big physical post players. And I will say that the thing that I'm encouraged with is that each game she looks a little bit more ready, so to say. I'm not saying that she's had great success or anything, but again, you saw their freshmen have the same kind of night or day yesterday as Charlie did, just in a sense of the game is moving really fast for freshmen, and it's very physical. And what happens most often is that they're a step behind, and so they foul. And it happens to young players. So I think once she can get used to the physicality and the speed of the game, which nothing solves that except playing. So I think that Charlie will learn something every time she steps on the floor, and she'll get better and better as we go along. And I saw some improvement in her yesterday in some areas, and then I saw some areas where you would show her on film and go, this is what we've been talking about all this time, how physical this game really is. And that's as physical as of a team as we'll probably see this year.
I know you and the staff, you have to worry about what you have and not what you don't have. You look on the bench and all the production that's not available. For the players, though, specifically Sean, because she's played this year, but do you find they're going to have to adjust to not having someone that can break down a defense or make a big defensive play? They just lean on a senior, and also not having Joyner and even a freshman that a lot of people thought would be, I'm sure you did, a big contributor to this team.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an adjustment because first of all, we're not probably as fast in transition. I thought there were some plays last night that looked like yesterday that looked like they were trying to be home run plays where it may have just been an adjustment to the difference in not having LaShawn out in front of everyone. I think the second thing is that you're right. I mean, those experienced players can make a play when something breaks down because they're used to the stress of a game. And quite honestly, they have the capabilities of doing that. So I think where we have to make an adjustment is ball reversal, really making the defense work so that we can get a high percentage shot. And to be honest with you, our percentage of shooting is not when we have bad nights offensively, that's not our problem. Right now our problem is turnovers. And maybe that is still trying to make a play when it's not really there. I thought we had 4 or 5 dead ball transition turnovers yesterday that broke some momentum and really hurt us. We've got to get out of the home run mentality and try to get more reversal, more patience offensively.
Danny Williams sometimes doesn't seem like she's part of the flow of the offense. I don't know, she had 2 points yesterday or 4. What can she do, or what are you trying for her to do to develop into part of this team?
Well, I definitely think that she's a senior that is experiencing, for one thing, it's all new to her. And that's probably not as easy as it sounds like it should be for someone with that much experience, but it's still a new set of teammates, a new set of coaches, a new system, a new role. So all of those things she's still in an adjustment period. There'll be some things as we go along where we'll try to, once you have an experience like we did yesterday, it's our job to find a solution for getting them open a little bit better. But again, I think some of it for her is just to be patient with, and it's not just Annie, it's all of them, just to be patient and let the game kind of come to them and get some ball reversal and see if the ball will come back to you. But right now we're not experienced enough really to understand that. But in saying all of that, yesterday was really just about competition. We struggled to get open. We struggled to get to the spots on the floor that we needed to get to, and that was all about Mississippi State being more physical than we were in a lot of areas. So again, I don't want to avert away from your question, but Danny will be fine. Right now, we've got more than just Danny to worry about.
Notre Dame was unanimous #1 before the season and during the season. Were you surprised at all that UConn beat them as easily as they did yesterday?
Well, I didn't see the game, so I don't really have. I'm never surprised by scores at this time of the year, regardless of who they are, because I think some teams are in a different place than others as far as maturity. Some teams have different motivational tactics at this time of the year in non-conference games. You never know kind of what motivates young people in non-conference action. But I didn't see the game, so I don't know, have much of an opinion on that other than it's 2 great teams, obviously.
Anything else? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks.